Like, share, subscribe, hit the super chat on the way in. I know there's a bunch of people streaming right now. Um, so I don't know how long I'm gonna make this. I actually am gonna tag the person I'm speaking to because I want to set the record straight. I don't think this person really understand what's going on. Who am I talking about? Who is Mr. Z speaking about today? Miss Real Talk with Yanni. Let's have a conversation. Oh, Mr. Z is SBE and all day today. Oh my God, Mr. Z, you SBE and man, you know what? I hate these dudes and this SBE stuff. No, Mr. Z is definitely SBEing. Oh yes, I am. Okay, so I think Miss Yanni doesn't really understand what's going on, and I would like for her to watch a bunch of Richard Reeves. Miss Yanni, Real Talk with Yanni. We're talking to you. Watch a bunch of Richard Reeves. Um, he's a Brookings Institute fellow, PhD, white man. So because I know black people don't believe anything unless it comes out of a white person's mouth. He's like I said, Brookings Institute researcher. And excuse my background. Driving in the car right now, and he has a book out called Of Boys and Men. He also has a book out a few years ago. Well, actually, it's longer than a few years ago, called Dream Hoarders. And Mr. Richard Reeves is speaking about this falling off of men and boys, right? Notice I didn't say black. I said men and boys, right? Now, why is this important for the conversation with Miss Yanni? Miss Yanni uses the same tropes that many black women are using, which is why are black women told to date down, and why black women got to settle, and why black women got to be told to date down, and black women are the only ones that are told to settle, and you don't see other races of women being told this. It's going to hit every woman. If you live in a developed country, if you live in a country that has adopted feminist ideology, and we're not even going to rail against feminism tonight, no. But if you live in a country that's pushing egalitarianism, then guess what, Yanni? Yes, women, not black American women, women will be made to. I want to say that again. Women will be made to date across the board and marry across the board. Oh yeah, y'all think you have a choice. You don't have a choice. I know a lot of brothers, oh, Mr. Z, no, we got to be honest with the ladies. No, you don't have a choice. It's bigger than you, Yanni. It's bigger than the black community and angry black women that are mad that y'all don't get to live out a rich white woman's life. It's bigger than you. It's bigger than the black community. You can thank your feminist ancestors. You can thank all the technocrats, all the sociologists, all the businesses and corporations that said, you know how we can double our profit margin? Get the women in the workforce. You know how we can double our tax base? Get the women in the workforce. Yanni, this is bigger than black women. I know a lot of y'all are so mad. And Yanni speaking like, why my dad worked 3 jobs at one point, and my mom had to work so hard to climb the corporate ladder. And what do I look like dating beneath my level or beneath my station? Something along the lines she was saying. Yanni, it's bigger than your parents. I understand why you don't want to have children. Great. I understand, like you said, I'm not bringing children in this world if I'm living in an apartment. Understandable. Great. Yanni, it's bigger than you. It's bigger than your parents. It's bigger than the black community. Right? Oh, yeah, I know. Black women think that they're the only ones being told to date down. Air quotes, date down. Yanni. 60-40 split in college enrollment right now, women to men. What y'all think that was going to equal to? Not only 60-40 split women to men in college, 40% of women earn more than their male counterparts. What y'all think that mean? Huh? 40% of women, I didn't say black women, women earn more than their male counterparts. Yanni, this is what came with egalitarianism, and it's bigger than the black community. Black women are so, it's like they're looking at the world through a straw. And all they see is black men not stepping up. Black men are not on our level. Why are we the ones who are told to date down? Then date out. Which y'all think y'all not gonna date that professional black women. You think you ain't gonna date out when you, excuse me, let's say that again. Professional black women, which you think you're not gonna date down when you date out? All of you black women earning 60, 70, 80, 90, 100, $120,000, which you think you're not gonna date down because you dated out? Do you even understand what's going on in the world? Y'all don't even understand what's going on the planet. It's just this incessant black men ain't ish, black men are not on our level, black men not stepping up, black men this, black men that. Absolutely clueless to what's going on in the world. But y'all know black men ain't stepping up. No, this came with equality. This is what equality looks like. I said this earlier. Let me say it again. Equality doesn't look like a systemic equality, mind you. Doesn't look like you earn 50 and he earns 50. No, 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 no. And that's all you see throughout the country is a woman that earns 40, her man earns 40. A woman earns 75, her man earns 75. No, that's not what systemic equality looks like. What systemic equality looks like is a third of couples, the man earns more. A third of couple, the woman earns more. A third of couple is something both of them earn similar. You could scramble those numbers a little bit here, a little bit there. That's what it looks like. Right? That's what it looks like, Yanni. And I'm going to say this so many times tonight, and it's bigger than the black community. It's bigger than black women being angry and incensed at black men because black men didn't make them upper middle class a-hole white women. Right? Yanni brings up the scarcity mindset when she's speaking about Iyanla speaking to Ebony K. Williams. And how a lot of these older women, they're stuck with this scarcity mindset. Yanni, because they lived. And it is scarce out there. See, y'all, you defecate on Kevin Samuels, right? You're saying Kevin Samuels is who created Tyrese's wife, ex-wife. Okay, fine. Let's talk about Kevin. You brought him up. Let's talk about Kevin. Every night he had to tell black women, 6-figure men, that's only 10% of men. 6-figure men, that's only 10% of men. That's scarce, Yanni. Train tracks, train tracks, train tracks. Yanni, that's scarce. That means that they're not in abundance, Yanni. It's not just a scarcity mindset, it's scarcity reality. What, 20% of Americans earn like 75,000 or more, something along those lines? To speak that it's not like you're just speaking it into existence. No, it already exists. And to say it doesn't mean that you're scarcity mindset. And even if you are, guess what? That's more accurate than being delusional. Right? That's the real numbers, Yanni. Yanni, half of American households earn less than $70,000 a year. Half. Not just black Americans. No, half of American households earn less than $70,000 a year. 40% of Americans, and not just black people, can't afford a $400 emergency, Yanni. 60% of Americans, not just black people, can't afford a $1,000 emergency, Yanni. 80% of Americans, not just black people, live paycheck to paycheck, Yanni. The average house right now, Yanni, is going for like $480,000. Millennials are screaming, not just black millennials, Yanni. Right? This is the real. This is the real. And what we have is the Yannis of the world not being honest about that. Or they may not know, okay, Yanni, I'm, real conversation, not trying to beat you up. Maybe you don't know. But Yanni, you on YouTube all the time. How do you not know? This is what white women, black women fought for. Latina women in America fought for. Your mothers and grandmothers fought for an equal world. This is what come with equality. It's not all that power couple stuff. No, that's not real, Yanni. Y'all see one or two of these things on TV, y'all think it's real. It's not real. And y'all get mad at the world that it's not turning out the way you want it to be. Mad at black men in particular, angry, seething at black men. That's why I said date out. Black women need, you know what? Black women truly need to date out so y'all can see the real. If y'all think black men are that lacking, y'all need to date out. First of all, we both know, me and you, Yanni, we both know how racist this country is. So most of y'all ain't gonna be able to do it because the white and Latino men are just too damn racist. We'll just put that out there flat. But even for you that do, then y'all will see how average these other men are. Welcome to reality. Welcome to the real. What did y'all think was going to come with this, with a system that fought for you to work if you want to, fought for you to go to college if you want to, fought for you to vote, right? Fought for you, for men not to be able to, physically abuse you, and then the cop come and tell you, hey, what did you do wrong? This is the other side of that, Yanni. This is on the other side of that, right? This is what egalitarianism looks like. And that, by the way, Yanni, if you watch that whole interview with Iyanla Vanzant, guess what? She pretty much tells Ebony K. Williams that that's what the whole bus driver thing was about. Yanni, when you surpass just about 60,000, 65,000, by the way, 2/3 of men never surpass $65,000 a year. Not just black men, Yanni, listen again. 2/3 of men in America never surpass $65,000 a year. So when Iyanla Vanzant uses the bus driver as an example, it's not just to talk about blue collar. It's telling Ebony K. Williams she is in the provider role. As a 40-year-old millionaire, she's in the provider role. You know what that means? She need to do like the men do. Go find you a 27, 28-year-old, very attractive, less accomplished person and marry them. Or a 32-year-old. That's what equality looks like, Yanni. It's not always, well, Ebony's a millionaire and she's an attorney and she need a man on her same exact level. Yanni, let me say this again, Yanni. What y'all don't realize, the reason why Ebony K. Williams is 40 and never been married is because those men don't want Ebony K. Williams. The reason why Ebony K. Williams is throwing a fit right now, Yanni, is because she feel like she's being pushed off to the same blue collar men she thinks she's better than, but the men that's in her same tax bracket don't want her. That's why she's 40 with frozen eggs. That's why she's 40 not married with no children. The men of her same tax bracket have spoken. They have, the reason why I titled this is the way. Shout out to all my people that watch Mandalorian. Y'all know exactly why I titled it This is the Way. This is what equality looks like, Yanni. This is the way. So unless black women and white women and Latina women and Asian women who are tired of working and who are tired of providing 50 and 40% and 30% of the bills, unless y'all are going to lobby the US government and go demand that these corporations go pay your husbands and boyfriend double so you can be a stay-at-home wife and girlfriend, this is the way. Yanni, you can't have one foot in patriarchy and one foot in feminism / egalitarianism. You can't. Either y'all want patriarchy or you continue on the road we are on now. This is the way. This is the way, right? This is the way, Yanni. Kevin Samuels was alive, and y'all did not see what the man was showing you. Every single night, Yanni, you know what he was showing you? Y'all delusion. That's what Kevin was showing every night. Y'all despised the man. Y'all despised him. And all he did was show you your delusion every single night. Same thing after same thing. Yanni, you want to know why men are kind of chuckling at women who are buying homes? Because you're $50,000 a year with a $500,000 home. Yanni, you can't afford it. You will be paying that home off for the rest of your life, Yanni. The women that are earning 45 and 50 and 55 that are being approved for these home loans will be paying that home off for the rest of their lives, Yanni. Let me get this right. Yanni, let's get this right. Single women making 75,000 affording homes, but you're trying to tell me the white couple that's worth 120, 150 are screaming about 480, 500, 520, $550,000 homes, but yet a black woman earning 75, she's good? The math don't even make sense. A black woman trying to get a home for herself, okay, fine, the bank approved her, she got the home. She's good with the home, right? But yet the white couple that together are earning 150 that's screaming about these 500 and $600,000 homes. There's no problem there, right? You don't see the problem there? Yanni, the question then becomes, have black women bought into the American dream in a way that's toxic even for them? Forget black men, y'all love doing it anyway. Fine, Yanni. You said you've decentered men from your life. Great. Forget them. Have black women bought into the American dream in a way that's toxic even for them? All the entrepreneurial talk, Yanni, you were talking about building wealth, really class talk, Yanni. That's what you were really doing. Okay, fine. Have black women, are black women so mad, so angry that they're not Miss Ann? I'm not talking about phenotypically, I'm talking about socio-politically. Are black women potentially so incensed that they can't exercise the same political and social power as Miss Ann that has caused them to be myopic? Is that possible, Yanni? To the point you can't see outside of black men not building. I need to be like a white woman. What black men not building? Black women haven't put me here. Black men haven't done this. Black men make fun of us. Black men are losers. Black. If that's all you're thinking, is it possible that it's caused you to be myopic and now black women find themselves in these type of positions? In debt, in student loan debt, in credit card debt, while screaming how much black men are lacking. Degrees that many of them don't even fulfill. And when I mean that, I'm not even talking about the ones that go to community college dropout. Mr. Z did that. No, I'm saying you got a degree in this one thing, and now you're working in a career or a job that doesn't even need that. Possibly didn't even need a college degree. Right? Is that possible, Yanni? So many black women are talking, and the one constant theme is how other women aren't told to settle. Well, I just told you 40% of women in America earn more than their male counterparts. That's not exclusive to black women. 60-40 split in college enrollment. And by the way, if the trend continue within the next decade, guess what? It's going to be some closer to 66-33. So one for every two. One man for every two women. not just black. Black women, if you have so much contempt for black men, and we know what country we live in, most of these non-black men are still too damn racist. Then guess what that leaves you? You don't want to settle for black men. Nobody told you that. Mr. Z said it. You can date out, you can date same sex, or you can be single. If black men that earn less than you are beneath you, then you can date out to the white men who earn less than you, and you're okay with that because they're white and their skin pays in dividends. You can date same sex to other women that don't earn as much as black men, namely black women, because white women are racist as hell too. They're not taking y'all on either. Latina women that are LGBTQ, same thing. Or you can be single. Yanni, this is real. This is not a joke. This is not mocking black women. Once again, like I said, this is the way. This is the way, right? Yanni, your average new car price is $50,000. Yanni, black women can't afford that. I think your average used car price right now is what, 33, $35,000. Between 50, it's 48,000, but let's be honest, 50,000. Between $50,000 new cars and 480,000, 500,000, 480, that's 500. So between $500,000 new homes and $50,000 new cars, Yanni, that's 550 out the gate. That's $550,000 out the gate, Yanni. And in this environment with stagflation, black women got the nerve to start speaking down to black men and using Ebony Kit. Most of y'all ain't never gonna be nowhere near her. Nowhere near her tax bracket. But yet y'all are living by, and I'm not speaking about you in particular, Yanni. Most black women ain't never gonna be nowhere near Ebony K. Williams tax bracket. And yet they're living vicariously through her and saying, why are black women overtold to settle? And why black women gotta end up with the bus driver? Why black women gotta be told to end up with other women aren't told that? Actually, white women and Latina women kind of are. Right now in this environment, yeah, they are. If you're not part of the upper middle class, yes, you are. Y'all forgot what Laura told Shay Sade, the white woman Laura? All of her male siblings, all of her male siblings, including her father, I think she said, they all dated up. They all married up, excuse me. They all married up. Yeah, the white woman told you that the white men in her immediate circle, and she's not trailer park. She's not trailer park. All the white men in her immediate circle married up. Yanni, Yanni, do y'all have conversation with non-black people? Do y'all? And let's pause right here. KW Don, and thank you for the super chat. And KW Don says Ebony Williams should have cashed in her chips 10 or 15 years ago. Wasn't she engaged to a white man for 4 years and it did not work out? Oh, hell. That's the part that so many black women just overlook. The personality part. Ebony had the rich white dude. Ebony was so arrogant. She didn't factor in her age. She didn't factor in her personality. Ebony broke up with the rich white dude because he wanted to quarantine with his family during COVID. And she goes around bragging about it. You understand? She goes around bragging about it. She's so Ebony is so arrogant. She thinks her breaking up with the white dude because he wanted to quarantine with his family, with his kids before they met. She thinks it's like something to be proud of. that she threw away possibly the last time she's going to be in a situation like that. Most likely the last time she's going to have that situation. Yanni, you didn't talk about that. At least not on this video. I know you have another video follow up. I'm going to check that out and maybe I'll respond to that also. Right? Yanni, so when Kevin Samuel says, buy a dog, die alone, I'm bringing up Kevin again because you brought him up. When he says, buy a dog, die alone, so many women, namely black women, but so many women saw that as an insult. But let's see what Kevin is saying. You think you're better than your black male counterparts? Okay, cool. They're not on your level. The white and Latino guys mainly are racist. Yanni, you're in Houston. Tell me I'm lying. I'm not saying that none of the white guys are dating y'all and marry y'all, but we already know what it really is. Only 1% of white men are married to black women. That's not because of black women being too loyal to black men. That's because of racism. Me and you both know it, Yanni. So if you think you're better than your black male counterparts, the non-black men are too damn racist. The non-black women, for all of you LGBTQ black women, are too damn racist also. Then Yanni, when Kevin says buy a dog and die alone, rest in peace to Kevin. I know so many black women saw that as so insulting. But what else is there? That's a real question. You think you're better than your black male counterparts. Non-black men are not checking. Non-black women are not checking. So what else is there? This is the real. This is the way. This is the way. For all my Mandalorian heads, this is the way. Yanni, this is what comes with your ability to vote. This is what comes with your ability to walk into white spaces and them not spit on you or try to harass you or SA you or anything like that. This is what comes with equality, Yanni. This is what comes with you get into an altercation with a man, you strike him, he strike you, or he strike you, you strike him, and the cops don't tell you, come to you and be like, what did you do wrong? Yanni, this is what comes with equality. This is what comes with it. As I said before, you cannot have one foot in patriarchy and one foot in feminism, egalitarianism. Yeah, the black community got pushed out there first. White society's behind us, Latino society's behind us. Yeah, it's not fair. Black community always got to be the test mule for these things. Yeah, you're right, Yanni. But what you're wrong about is these other women aren't told they got to settle. That's not true. It's simply not true. Did you forget what happened to Tommy Lauren when she went out there talking reckless a couple years ago? That was what about to be 30-year-old petite white woman, conservative. The second she stepped out of line, them white guys got her right back in line. And she went to apologizing. What was her complaint, Yanni? Much of the same complaint as you. That's a rich white woman making the same complaint as you, and then you turn around and say, these other women aren't told to settle. Yes, they are. Because that's what comes with equality. And you forgot, Miss Tari Lauren wasn't just speaking for her. She said, me and a lot of my other friends. Yanni, Latinas are. You're in Houston, Yanni. You're in Texas. You could find Latinos. Tell me I'm lying. Y'all just don't know what's going on. And then you use Indians as the example. You mean the ones that's coming over with H-1B visas and the dudes are going back home and buying their wives? Well, I'm sorry. Wrong. Other way around. Y'all forgot. They still do dowries over there. Their wives are buying them. Sorry. Wrong again. The wives' families are buying them. You mean that, Yanni? So Yanni, let's do this. Until the black community starts doing dowries, there shouldn't be no talk. Until the black community starts saying, "Oh yeah, I want my daughter to marry this man, and my family's gonna pay for the whole entire wedding, everything. Not a single penny's gonna come from his family." If you want to use the Indians as an example, we could do that, Yanni. You mean the group of people that do dowries? Fine, we could do that. The people with the caste system. I thought we were trying to get away from that. You want to use the Indians as an example, Yanni? Excuse me. You want to use Indians as the example, Yanni? We could do that. That means there's a caste system. Sorry, dark-skinned black women. All that colorism thing, we're gonna turn it up to 11. Oh, by the way, Yanni, how are Indians looking right now with all the tech jobs in Silicon Valley being on shaky ground? How are those South Asians looking right now, Yanni? In my community tab, was an Indian guy who went on vacation, got locked out the country because he got let go from his job. Now he don't know what to do because they only got 2 months in between jobs. That's the real Yanni, right? That's the real Yanni. So many black women. Y'all just don't know. Or if you do know, you're pretending not to know. Well, let Mr. Z get you out of that pretend space. No longer will black men be looked at and said, you're the problem. You're the only one doing this. Black women are the only ones being told to settle. Tell black men to step it up. Dear, and I know Raj hates this term modern women. Raj, I got to use it for this conversation. Dear modern women, this is the way. This is what comes with your equality. This is what comes with your ability to move around freely and your man in different Arab countries in the Middle East. You don't get a license. Your man drives you around. You better don't be seen behind a steering wheel. You don't want to live in that world. This is what comes with it. You want your own bank account and your man doesn't have to sign off on it. This is what comes with it. You want to be able to wear skimpy things and men don't harass you. This is what comes with it. This is what comes with equality, people. And give me a second, Mr. Me Too. Let me read KW Don comment first. Because exactly. And KW Don says, don't Indian men do acid attacks on their women? Bro, not in America, but back in India, yes. These women turn these men down and they throw acid on them, Yanni. That's the group of people you want to use as an example? Oh, by the way, gang grape. Gang grape. Didn't that happen in India a couple years ago? Or was that a few months ago? Gang grape. Y'all over here talking about you turn a black man down and he start cursing you out, which by the way hasn't really been a thing since the 90s, but okay. And let's leave that up for a little bit. Yes, Yanni, that's the group of people you chose to use it as an example. By the way, Yanni, the reason why those Indians are able to earn so much money so that they can tell their daughters, oh, you better don't end up with a taxi driver. Those corporations that so many black women swear by, those tech jobs, instead of paying American children, instead of propping up the American education system so that American children can get into tech and be making $250,000 walking in the door, these tech jobs decided to ship those schools overseas. Then when those kids graduate, bring them back at 125 a year. But it's fascinating that a black woman like you, then Yanni, turns around and then throws that in black men's faces. That white rich dudes colluded together to to send IT schools and all of that other stuff overseas and then import those kids when they become adults and then pay them half as much as they would have paid an American kid. This is the way, Yanni. Black women and women in America have some choices to make. Y'all could keep on doing the Mouse Utopia project. Yanni, check out the Mouse Utopia experiment. What was his name? Calhoun, right? If you just put Mouse Utopia and put Calhoun, it'll come up. Check that out. But Yanni, much of what you're saying, and I don't mean that as an insult, is very predictable. You would think living in this country, as I said on a previous stream, cold AC, cars that could parallel park themselves, cell phones, paved roads, constantly on electricity, you would think women would think differently about men. But no, you're demanding that men become astronauts. And that's okay, but it's not working. And for the black community in particular, black women are so myopic, they think they're the only ones that's being told to air quotes settle. No. First of all, it's not settling. Men still earn more than women. Yanni, listen, black men still earn more than black women. Black men still start more businesses than black women. Black men still do more hours at work than black women. Black men are in less debt than black women. Black men still have better credit scores than black women. This is a fact, Yanni. This is a fact. It's fascinating that a black woman that comes from a two-parent household is so myopic. Yanni, maybe you want to slow down on this kind of black gender war, gender conflict conversation and just check out other non this conversation type content. Check out content outside of this conversation, right? To help you put things into context. Yanni, we're living through stagflation and you're encouraging black women to essentially be single. They can't afford it. Y'all gonna find out. A lot of y'all that thought being single, like that was your choice, it was a luxury that the society afforded you. And then I don't know if you can afford it anymore. All that looking down and talking down to men, I don't know if y'all can afford it anymore. All that, if he's not a Benz S-class level man, then screw him. I don't know if y'all can afford it anymore. Yanni, Ebony K. Williams can't even afford it. That's the real. Tone Talks already went through her not being licensed anymore, the repo man coming after her. Maybe she should have ended up with the bus driver to provide her a bit of stability. Right? There's so much real going on, and so many of you ladies are just so incensed that you're not upper middle class and rich white women. Like I said, it makes you myopic. Right? And it makes you become the mercenary of relationships. Shout out to Zoe Williams. Black women and other Western women, it's not just black American women, but y'all the loudest about it, are just relationship mercenaries to your own detriment. Forget the black men I know y'all already have. Y'all are relationship mercenaries. Well, right? That's unfortunate. And Mr. Me Too, thank you for the super chat. Mr. Me Too says, salute to the lefty whisperer a la BGS, support black male media. Oh, excuse me. Hashtag support black male media. Good people. Thank you, brother. Thank you. And y'all support black male media. Side note, like, share, subscribe. Hit that super chat. right? I'm gonna start using what Shay Sade says. Hit that super chat if you like what you're hearing, right? And Joe said Tone was going in, and he was, right? And let's pause on the Yanni conversation and let's talk about the two last callers, the two women that were the callers at the end. They listened to Tone say everything he said, and they still came in with the essentially, why are black women told to settle? You're listening, you're speaking to an attorney. He went through all the data of the numbers. He went through all the data of the. He brought out all the receipts about Ebony K. Williams and her bar license and the fact that she got arrested when she was younger for shoplifting, all of that. And then after all of that, and after you heard the women speak and then the men speak, two women at the end come in with this. Yo, I'm sorry, y'all. I had to rub my temple. After all of that, you didn't move an inch. You still come in with the same rhetoric. Why are black men told? Excuse me. Why are black women always told to settle? You want to know what makes it worse? The second woman. You watch Tone Talks let the first woman talk for all of like 10, 15 seconds and then cut her off and leave her. And then the second woman comes in and says the same thing. Wow. Miss Yanni, this is what Kevin had to deal with every night. You want to know why the man died early. If you don't think that somebody did something to him, you, Miss Yanni, Miss Yanni, you remember this, Yanni? Cynthia G. So not Cynthia G. Ooh, wrong person. Ooh, sorry, Kendra G, for mistaking you for Cynthia G. Kendra G started her podcast almost as an anti-Kevin. She started her dating show almost as an anti-Kevin. She can't even deal with the black women no more. Miss Yanni, look at all the female dating coaches, black women dating coaches. Every time they close their doors, they say the same thing. The women are delusional. Every single one of them. And you think Iyanla Vanzant, she has all this wisdom on everything else except when it comes to dating? These are your words, Miss Yanni. Or at least your sentiments. Those weren't the exact words. Right? She be on point on so much spiritual stuff, but when it comes to the dating stuff, she need to leave that alone. She has a scarcity mindset. No, she's been interviewing and talking to so many women, particularly black women, for so many years. She knows how crazy and delusional y'all sound. You realize that she's the one that said you're out of order? Miss Yanni, what you might want to do is look at old Iyanla Vanzant when she was speaking about Shahrazad Ali, and look how much she done flipped the script, and now she's sounding more and more like Shahrazad Ali. See, a young Iyanla Vanzant sounded more like you, Yanni. Now that she's been out here, and now that she's pretty much 70 years old, guess what? Not anymore. You want to say scarcity mindset? No, that's more like wisdom. And even us in the Black Manosphere, we don't even agree with everything she say. No, that's more like wisdom. You missed the part where she said she lost it all, Yanni. You missed the part where she said she lost it all trying to do it her own way, Yanni. The reason why Ebony K. Williams conversation is so, everybody's all over it. Everyone is all over it across the spectrum. Everybody covering it. Boyce Watkins covering it. Tone Talks covering it. The Black Manosphere covering it. These black women, I guess what you call them, black women empowerment people covering it. Because of how contentious the relationship between black men and black women is right now. And I would argue, Yanni, much of the reason why the conversation is so contentious is because of women like you, women like Chrissy, women like Paris, women like Cynthia G, all the divestors, all the swirlers, all the black women empowerment women, not being honest with women about their financial realities, about what's going on in this world, and about, wait for it, Yanni, wait for it. Yes, they do need a man. Oh, did you just say that, Mr. Z? Yeah, I did. Yes, Yanni, they do need a man, a black man. They literally cannot afford to be without one. Literally, Yanni. See, Yanni, you making good YouTube money. You can afford it. Financially, I don't know about mentally, I don't know about emotionally, but financially you can. Yanni, these other black women, they cannot. We know the numbers. They're not earning enough. It's that simple. They're 28, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60. It's not cutting it. It's not enough. It's that simple. This is the way, Yanni. Either these women partner with men that will have them, or they literally not just die alone. Yanni, y'all miss what Kevin is saying. It's not just die alone. It's not just buy a dog, die alone. Listen, Yanni, listen clearly. Be miserable, pretending like you're okay, crying yourself to sleep. I'm not projecting this onto black women, Yanni. Yanni, me and you both know that's what's going on in a lot of these black women's empty ass apartments and homes. You know I'm making that up, and you know I'm not projecting. You know I'm not wishing it on black women. You can hear it from my voice. I don't hate black women. It's not just buy a dog, die alone, Yanni. It's die miserable, angry, seething, just dreading your existence. Borderline in self-delete mode. That's the issue, Yanni. So these women will either partner with men that earn a little bit more than them. That's real. We're not saying for you not to be with men that earn more than you. No one's saying that. I don't know why black women are acting like everyone's telling them to go find a bum. No one is saying that. Right? You either end up with the men that earn some, they earn more than you. Okay, cool. You end up with men that earn equal to you. And yes, wait for it, men that earn less than you. Sometimes even substantially less than you. Yanni, this is the way. This is the way. Right? This is what comes with egalitarianism. Period. Goddamn, I got a high praise if BGS say Mr. Z going in. Y'all like, share, subscribe, hit the super chat. Right? No, BGS, this is a well thought out, thing that I'm doing. This is the way. Dear black women, dear Western women, dear American women, this is the way. You can't have one foot in patriarchy and one foot out. That ain't how it's gonna work. It don't work that way. All that power couple stuff y'all been watching on TV for the past 40, 50 years, y'all could throw that out the window. It ain't real. I know y'all got Jay-Z and Beyonce. Y'all think that's a thing. You got Jay-Z and Beyonce. What else? What happened to Brad and Angelina? What happened? What happened? What happened to Bruce Willis and what's her face when he was with her? What happened? It's not a thing. Right? What you got? Barack and Michelle. But Michelle told you she had to take a step back in her career. Wait a minute. Michelle told you. Wait a minute. Didn't Miss Michelle Obama, just told y'all not to just give it up all easy in a relationship, not just to give up on everything? She just said that. Michelle just told y'all that a few months ago. Right? In Spain Man, thank you. In Spain Man says Ebony basically told the world that black men don't build. Meanwhile, at the same time, essentially saying she can't be with a blue collar man. Choose one. If you're saying you can't be with a blue collar man, blue collar men are literally the men that build. Like literally. They're the ones that maintain. They literally are the ones working on your roads, working on your sewer system, bus driving, mowing your lawn, literally building buildings. Not this fictitious thing we talk about figuratively building. No, no, no. Literally building buildings. Literally. So she's saying she can't be, black men don't build, but I don't want to be with the literal builders. What? And that's fine, Miss Ebony K. Williams. Fine. Let's let the women say it. These men are not part of Ebony K. Williams' tax bracket. Fine. What about the men? And Yanni, this is for you. This is for Chrissy. This is for all of you women, particularly you swirlers and divestors, and black women empowerment. Fine. What happened to all the men part of Ebony K. Williams' tax bracket? Fine. All the blue collar men, bus drivers are beneath her. Cool. What about the men that are part of her tax bracket? Why is she not with one of them right now? Ebony K. Williams is 40 years old, everyone. Why is she not with one of the men part of her tax bracket right now? Not in 6 months, not in a year, not in 5 years. No, right now. Why is she not with one? Once again, this is the way. I'll end it on that. So we'll do our closing. Listen, dear black women, I really want Yenny to listen to this. I'm attack her. No, I mean it. No, Mr. Z mean it. Screw that SBE being a no. We don't SBE. No, no, nope, nope. On this one, yeah, we are. Well, maybe y'all not. Yes, Mr. Z is, because we gotta dead this whole black women are the only ones told to settle. Why do black women gotta settle? No, all women in developed Western countries are being told the same thing. Black women just ain't listening to everybody else. Black women are they're so myopic, they don't really see anything else. All they see, black men are not standing up. Beginning, end. When 40% of when 40% of American women earn more than their male counterparts, you know what that means, right? The environment is telling those women, yeah, you might have to settle. I'm using your word because I don't see it as settling. Mr. Z does not see it as settling. No, I'm using the word you use. Yeah, you might have to. That's why I told y'all, go ahead and date out. Right? And shout out to Edward Anderson. Yeah. Tell him to date out. Yep. Date out. So in closing, this is the way, ladies. You either have patriarchy or you have what your feminist ancestors fought for. They actually fought for female domination, but fine. Let's say they didn't. Let's say they wanted something egalitarian. We giving them way too much credit. Let's say it was egalitarian. Fine, you have it, and this is what comes with it. This is what comes with an egalitarian system. This is what comes with it. This is the way. And on that note, I'll close it out right here. Love, peace, and chicken grease, right? I'll pause right here. Y'all go check out other Black Manosphere content, other non-Manosphere content, right? And this is unfortunate. Miss Yanni, I don't know. I don't know. Black women that are subscribed to her, I don't know. You know, everybody is all about that talk. Meanwhile, the median income in America is what? 40,000, 35,000, something like that. For Americans, not just black people, not just women, not just men. It's less than 50. That's all you need to know. That's all you need to know. It's less than 40. Well, damn. And these people are talking about entrepreneurship and starting a business in class. And yeah, sounds nice. Trell, I ain't messing with you, Trell. I am not messing with you, Trell. I'm not reading them comments out loud. Man, I didn't see all the comments, right? And on that note, we'll truly pause right here. Y'all know I do my closings like three of them. We'll truly pause right here. There's nothing else to say. I'm about to, hit an hour. Um, love, peace, and chicken grease. We'll pause right here. Truly, this is unfortunate, but hey, ladies, yeah, you might have to settle. Even if you date out, you might have to settle. Unfortunately, right? And Kev C caught me last minute. And Kev C says, Yanni is at it again. Other races of women get protection, infrastructure, and wealth because the majority are married to great husbands. Nah, Kev, they're saying you got to pre-qualify. You got to come in the door balling out of control. That's what the whole no struggle love is. Remember, Kev? And shout out to the elder Kevin C. Kevin C. You could tell Kevin C is a military man because he's always so structured, right? But no, Kev, they're saying no. Remember, these are the women that saying no struggle love, and they're not gambling no more. Their mothers did that. Their aunts did that. They're not doing that. They're not building with no man so they can divorce them and leave them for the white woman or the Latina. That's how they talk. The same women that say no scarcity mindset tell you they're not trying to date or marry you until you come to the table balling out of control. They're not doing potential no more. But then they chastise Iyanla Vanzant for her air quotes scarcity mindset. No, if something is scarce, it's scarce. Look, Mr. Z's in the cars. I wanted the Z. They only made 90,000 for America. They only made 18,274 twin turbo 300ZXs. I wanted a twin turbo 300ZX. And the price started shooting up because all the white dudes with a little bit of money because of their parents started buying them off the market because they can't afford MK4 Toyota Supras anymore. The RX-7 and the Z started going up in price because they can't afford Acura NSXs anymore. There's no more 3000 GTs worth of damn. Guess what? It's scarce. And if Mr. Z didn't treat that car like it was scarce, I wouldn't have gotten it. If I didn't put some urgency to it, I wouldn't have gotten it. If I was like, no, I could get one, I'll give it some time. I'm not going to walk around here with the scarcity mindset. I wouldn't have gotten it. Every single day, Mr. Z was on Car Gurus, Auto Trader, Facebook Marketplace. I'm moving zip codes around. Every single day for like 2-3 years. This one is too far away. I can't get access to it. This one maybe, oh crap, somebody beat me to it. This one is clapped out. Okay, well, it's a clean shell. When we say shell, we mean the body of the car. It's a clean shell. It's clean, but it's missing an engine. Do I want to risk it? Right? You beat yourself up. You're like, okay, I could always get a non-turbo one and then swap the turbo engine in. No, but I really want the twin turbo. Things being scarce and rare is real, Yanni. This scarcity mindset thing, no, that's not mind over matter thing. Mind over matter work to a certain extent, but when something is rare, it's rare. And guess what? Men that earn six figures, only 10% of American population, well, men in general earning that, yeah, that's rare. That's rare. 20% of what men, I think it is, or Americans in general, I think it's men, that earn some $75,000 a year or more, something along those lines. Yeah, that's rare. That's one out of four. Well, 20%, 1 out of 5. That's rare. 2/3 of men, that's American men, not just black men. 2/3 of men never earn more than 65. 2/3, 66%. So I mean, once you start dating a man that earns 70 grand a year, guess what? He's part of the top one third. And if he's black, he earns 50. He's part of the top one third of black men. That's the real, Yanni. That's the real. This is the way. Y'all wanted equality, this is the way. You wanted egalitarianism, this is the way. Right? This is the way. We have a brother in this space, Mr. Charles Farkton Jr. Tell you straight up, black man, you earn more than 50. Black women need to kiss your butt. I know black women don't want to hear that. Guess what? It's real. It's real. Right? And on that note, no, for real now, we are the hour mark. All right, y'all. Love, peace, and chicken grease. Mr. Z will pause right here. Right? And I'm going to tag Yanni for real. And I'm okay if she responds. I actually want her to respond. Yeah, Mr. Z is SB. And oh, yeah. And who going to say something about it? Right? And Spain Man says, nothing's too rare because I'm me. Shout out to Edward Henderson. Right? I'm me. Right? Shout out to Ed. Shout out to Sarge Willie Pete because I'm me. Right? Yeah. So on that note, that was funny, Spain Man. That was a nice finale. Right? And finally, dear women, Western women, American women, women in developed countries, black women in America, this is the way. All right, love, peace, and chicken grease. I'll pause right here. Y'all have a great rest of y'all night. Y'all go check out other Black Manosphere content, other non-Manosphere content. Shout out to the replay gang, and we'll truly pause right here. All right, everybody, have a great rest of your night. Mr. Z out.